Ho ho, me hearties! A very good evening to you. It's me, Scottie McClue. The time just gone 27 minutes to 9 o'clock. 27 minutes, 8:37 it is. Sorry, I should say to you, 23 minutes. There we are. How's the mathematics tonight? 23 minutes to 9 o'clock on Thursday evening. Lovely to have you with us, and a big Dinky-Doo, of course. Welcome, 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 I say. Good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us. Follow as soon as you come on. Very, very important. Get following and come and join us. Give us the chat. Tell us what you're up to, because we're always interested. That's what it's about. Now, a word or two to the wise about the housekeeping. We've uploaded a lot of lovely TikTok videos for you and YouTube videos as well. So make sure you have a look at everything that's coming up. Everybody's being notified at the moment. We like that. A lot of you have actually got your notifications set, and that's brilliant. That's a very, very sensible thing to do. Hi, Scottie, says Susan. Hello, Susan. A very good evening to you and Dinky-Doo. I'll just type a quick good evening. Good evening, everyone. That's what it's all about, I say. So I'm just letting you all know. Not the fastest typist, as you know. There we are. Fantastic. You go too fast, you make a lot of typos. You have to go back and correct them. I think we'll stick in a Dinky-Doo there. I think that's always important, to stick in a Dinky-Doo. There we are. Isn't that lovely? So you should get that message, and then we can see what's what. There's Joey. Hi, Scottie, says Shandog. Just got banned from my live because of my name. What are your thoughts? I don't know. It maybe obviously didn't suit whoever you were on with. You think Putin was probably prepared for the sanctions? Well, I don't know that the sanctions will make a great deal of difference to him, to be quite honest, but we shall see. The ones we've done so far, I don't think will be most effective. Well, obviously not, or he wouldn't have gone ahead, from that point of view. Hi, everybody. Dinky-Doo, Jerry. Evening, Scottie. You're looking well. Oh, we're looking well. So there we are. I lost my bank card. How do I tell my mum before she kills me? Just tell her. As long as you've told the bank, that's the most important thing. You need to tell the bank. What's going on, Scottie? It's going to be a big war. I don't know that it is. There wouldn't be much point, because it would be the end game. Send in our jets to take out the Russians. Well, I think we need to be very careful that we don't become anti the Russian people, because it's not their decision, it's Mr. Putin's. Do you see what I mean? That's the problem when you've got world leaders. Yes, indeed. And as far as he's concerned, he says he's sorting out the area. There we are. All right, mate. How are you doing? Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo to Eugene. Hello, Scottie. Good evening, Scottie. Dotsy from the Isle of Man is sending me some beautiful TikTok gifts. Isn't that lovely? How are you, Jerry? Says Susan. There we are. Come on, Jerry. Want to know a Sasnak? Are you a Sasnak, Mank Lion? Excellent stuff. Good evening. It's John here. John, lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. If President Trump was in office, this would not have happened. Well, I walk with nature. You're out in the States there, the US of A, and I think that's a very fair point. I think the Donald, they got out at the end, because the Donald is, how can I say, he's an individual. He doesn't sort of play anyone's game or follow the line, that sort of idea. And that's not always popular in geopolitics. So there we are. But I agree with you. I think if the Donald had been in office, he and Putin could probably have sorted things a lot quicker and a lot easier. But we shall see. There we are. Do come and join us as soon as you possibly can. Follow me on the TikTok. Very important. Good evening, my beautiful friend, ex-Army Lee. How lovely to have you with us, sir. Dinky-Doo. I salute you. How's your day been? I hope you and Mrs. McClue are keeping well. Oh, Leslie, absolutely, we are keeping well. And it's been an amazing day. I woke up to thick snow this morning. Thick snow. so I had to leave for work early. It's a shame the Ukrainians being bombed. The Russian people are not behind the war. They don't have a lot of love for Putin. Well, I think Mr. Putin's fighting to stay in office as well. Snow, absolutely. Is the modern Black Watch tartan wrong? And how political is it to you? It's not political at all to me, to be quite honest, although the Black Watch were formed as a sort of military police force after the 15 and the 45 rising. Never rebellion, always rising. Very important. Dinky-Doo, how's yours, Martin? Dinky-Doo, Martin. Lovely to have you with us. I don't want World War III. I don't think anybody does. And I think that, these old men need to sort themselves out. Dodsy's sending me beautiful red roses. Thanks, Dodsy. And Dinky-Doo, I say to you, it's so good of you. Now, lots and lots of new videos uploaded, guys. So have a look at them and share the platforms. Yes, and I know it's easy for you to say, oh, I don't bother with any of that. Just click the little arrows and share everything and tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. And leave me a comment on some of the things. So there we are. Totally agree. Putin has taken the wrong decision and been allowed to, so they can remove him. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised, Andrew. I think that's very, very insightful of you. Very, very interesting. Do you think Putin will stop at Ukraine or maybe start in the Baltic countries? Well, you see, Churchill wanted to actually carry on and take over Russia at the end of the Second World War, but they wouldn't back him. And they ended up carving up Berlin, so they stopped at Germany. But I think perhaps you'll find that NATO might push further to the east. Interesting. So there we are. That's going to happen. I'm pleased, no squeeze box. We've got it here, Steve. So if you ever want a wee tune, it's just sitting here. And you're very, very welcome. Just say the word, Steve, and I'll give you a tune on the squeeze box. I know you love it, Steve, so just say the word. No problem at all. No, says Steve. Yes, please, because the tune says Dotty. Scotty, are we going back to before the Berlin Wall came down? Hopefully not. No, hopefully not. It's such a shame. I do feel so sorry for the Russian people because Mr. Putin hasn't realized that Russia was just being dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century and could have done very well. There we are. Did more for this country then and president since Reagan. A what with nature? I think you're absolutely right. But I think the Donald will be back. And perhaps this crisis, the Americans might call a snap election. Can they do that? I don't know enough about that. Call a snap election and put the Donald back in. Nice voice crack there. Excellent stuff. Now then, who have we got here? Hello there. Excellent. Lovely to have you all with us. And Dinky-Doo. Russia, nukes on the boards. Don't want nukes on their boards. On their borders. No, they don't. I don't hear enough of the squeeze box. It's a lovely sound. Dodsy, you're quite right. And Steve, I think, is a closet fan. A closet fan of Scottie McClue on the squeeze box. Jumbo Sausage, how lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo. What are you drinking tonight? We're on the Aqua tonight, the Adams Ale. Hi from Martin and Emma. Dinky-Doo. And what do we got here? Jerry says, I have a job interview next week. Wish me well, Jerry. We wish you very, very well in your job interview. 5 more minutes, guys. Don't be daft, says Steve. Come on, Steve. You know I'm right. Do you think we could see the destruction in the West if we attack Russia? Well, we're not going to attack Russia. We're going to defend the West. And you won't see a destruction at all. So you might find that Russia has to sort of rethink its borders. There we go. They might lose a few countries. You know, the West might just take over the Ukraine and the other territories. and maybe a little bit more, who knows, in their defense of the West. Fantastic. Good evening, Fog. How good to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Good luck, Jerry, says Susan. Scotty, can you give a big Dinky-Doo for President Trump? A walk with nature. I would be delighted to give a big Dinky-Doo for President Trump, because I think he got a rough deal. There we are. Thank you, Dodsey, for sending me coffee. Are your badges on sale yet, good sir? Not yet. I need to be made TikTok famous. Internet, I'm already internet famous. I think 2 billion people have heard of Scottie McClue. There's a new facility there. I didn't realize we had that. There's the badge. Can you all read that? Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo. And I have a spare one here, which I can show you. There it is there. Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo, the Scottie McClue badge. Isn't that beautiful? There we are. So we might merch these out. They could be merched for you if you'd like one. What about that, I say to you? There we are. We don't want another Chernobyl. We certainly don't want another Chernobyl. I'm ex-army, Scotty. This could get crazy. Who says he'll stop at the Ukraine? Well, Chris, if the West push back, they might just take the Ukraine and push into Russia. There we are. Do you have a boat? Oh, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? The spare badge has my name on it. La la, it does. Beachy, Beachy. You are in line for a badge. We're both doing well, Scotty, says Martin. There's Elise. Dinky-Doo to President Trump. I agree with you, Elise. I think he got a rough deal. I think there was a lot of propaganda. And I think they probably wanted President Trump out under the guise of, what's it called again? Yes, democracy. Under the guise of democracy, I think they wanted President Trump out because he's an individual. He's not somebody that would climb someone else's ladder. He's not somebody that would read someone else's script, you see? So he's not malleable. He's one of these independent world leaders. And I think that's important. We need more of that. Beachy, Beachy, Dinky-Doo. Do you think Ukraine could roll over and accept the occupation? Well, there's a lot of Russians in Ukraine who might quite enjoy it. I think there should be talks. I don't think he should have gone in militarily at all. That's old-fashioned thinking in today's world. Because we need to a certain extent work together, but I think the West has probably become too pally with Russia in earlier days, like taking their gas instead of taking their gas and oil from Scotland. That's where they should go for their gas and oil. Scotty, you're the wisest man on the internet. I walk with nature. I thank you. Do you believe in an afterlife? Well, I hope so, because I'm having one. We don't know how many lives we actually get, and we don't really know which one we're on now. So there you are. So I think that our bodies wear out, and then we reincarnate. Our spirits and our intelligence and our genius goes around again. I think that's why I've never been in any rush. You're getting hot, Scotty. Oh, yes. Getting very close indeed to the truth. So there we are. Thank you very much. He will be back, says Elise. So Elise is pretty strong, a very highly intelligent person, Elise. Lady, I think, judging by her name. Very highly intelligent lady, and she obviously knows a lot about President Trump. They were fantastic, and I think that most of America is realizing that we made a wee mistake. What's called in Scotland a wee mistake, you know what I mean? Follow me, guys, as soon as you come on. I'm not seeing enough followers. What's going on? There's Drivel's Advocate has followed. I believe I was you in a previous life. I walk with nature. I believe I'm you now. So, there's a good tie up there. What do we got? Fionn says, would you fish much? Whereabouts? What holiday are you talking? What kind of fishing? Fly fishing? Net fishing? Going out in a fishing boat? Angling? All these sort of things. Trump will be the next president, 100%, says Chris. Absolutely. There we are. Wonderful. Elisa's saying, yes, absolutely. Good stuff. You're very intelligent, says Steve. So are you, Steve. That's why I don't believe you don't like the squeeze box, because everybody loves the squeeze box. It's Dinky-Doo. Now we've got 15 minutes, guys. Do we want another 10, 15? There we go, just to see what's happening. Let's get discussing. Let's get down. What I've noticed about TikTok and YouTube, there's a lot of highly intelligent people on there. So we don't get the dafties. You know, a fishing boat. Yes, Fionn, out on the fishing boat. I used to take fishing trips out on the boat. I went as the cabin boy. Scotty, how do you defeat a madman who's cowed his entire population and welcomes death? Well, I think maybe you see if you can find a residential home for him. You know, the emphasis on madman. The squeeze box is legendary. Morning, Lord Duke of Dundee. There we are, fantastic. Encourage more viewers to share. You know, you want that sort of thing. You want them saying, I used to be the president, you know, and you say, well, of course you did. Matron was telling us about it, you know. There we are, legend. Mr. TikTok, Dinky-Doo. No, says Steve. Well, maybe get a wee tune for you, Steve. You could suggest which one would you like. That would be a good idea. Dinky-Doo. Guys, if you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue. We're popping up live just for you on TikTok to say hi, and on YouTube. Do you have a kilt? I do, John Mason. Yes, indeed. In fact, if you look down at the videos on TikTok and YouTube, you'll see me wearing my kilt on 2 occasions. There we are. I'm glad I came across this. I'm glad you came across this too, different, because we want to say welcome to you. All intelligent life arrives here at the Scottie McClue Live on TikTok. What do you think of the invasion of Ukraine? We've been just talking about it, Simply Scottish, and we don't think it's really terribly helpful to either side. Scotty, I was a big fan of the radio show, but I feel as though there's something missing from this. Yes, Fogbrain, the phone calls. So there we are. I saw you in, and he mentions a garden centre. No, you didn't. I haven't visited a garden centre for a long time. There we are. No hate, by the way. No, Fogbrain. We don't accept hate anyway. If there was any hate, you'd be doing the Swanee as toast and a troll. So there you are. So no hate at all. But of course, it's going to be different. You know, that's like saying, I remember when you had the wee sweetie shop. I miss that now that you're running a supermarket. You know, that sort of idea. There we are. Hey, Scotty. You see, we don't do hate on here. If I was a world leader, you wouldn't be seeing any invasions and stuff. There'd be a lot of talk. And some of it might be what we call a robust exchange of ideas and opinions. That sort of thing. There we are. Fantastic. Elise is sure Trump will be back. Do you think Russia could invade Finland next, as they're not in NATO? Jumbo sausage. I think if I was Vladimir, they're calling him Vladimir now on the news, Vladimir Putin, I think I've got enough on my plate running Russia without trying to take over other countries. You see, especially ones that are part of Europe, part of the West. There we are. So they're not in NATO, but they are a European country. You see, that's the problem. What do you think of the Russian people? Well, the Russians I've met, and they have been many, are absolutely delightful. And, you know, obviously they're very, very handsome people as well. So I say to everybody watching, Привет. And when we go, we'll say, До свидания. Cheers from the Mississippi. I pray Biden isn't a Chamberlain type of guy. Real Justin Baker. How advanced are you in your thinking? That's absolutely amazing. Dinky-Doo. Vicky B. It's Pablo and Vicky's Beam. Yes, indeed. Привет. Yes, indeed, Mark. Привет. Do you reckon Putin's captured Chernobyl to turn it into a theme park? Yes, I don't know that I'd be paying that a visit. Can you shout me out, please? I can, Naro. Naro, we're shouting Naro out. Here's Kenny. Good evening, Scotty. Sorry I'm late. I hope you're doing well tonight. Oh, we're doing very well. Another 10 minutes, though, and then we'll have to dash off. So tell 10 to tell 10. Can everybody follow me? Right, here's the deal. If you're watching on TikTok right now and you haven't followed Scottie McClue as yet, can you follow? Let's have a follow fest. Wonderful. And I want you to look at every single TikTok video because they're all for you. Right. Santa Fantasy Castle, you wonderful, generous gift sent. American and NATO have to show the big stick towards Putin. Well, I can remember, I think it was Prince Philip that said, to keep the peace, you have to be prepared for war. And the big stick is the nuclear deterrent. But I don't know how much, I was watching President Putin today and I thought, good for the storm and bluster, it's a reasonable act. But I would think beneath that big desk, that soul is paddling like mad thinking, well, what am I playing at? You know what I mean? Down the Swanee sent a fantasy castle, 20 from Joey. Joey, you are very, 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 very generous and kind. Thank you. What a lovely, lovely thing to do. Now then, woo! It's warm in this studio tonight, I tell you. What have we got here? We're not really interested in the Ukraine. We don't do much business that was closer to home, like Germany, France, Italy. We'd have more interest and would fully commit. Yes, but I don't think we can just say to Putin, just you carry on. It's nobody else's business. There we are. Max the Mackham. No problem at all. Don't you worry about that. I shall sort that out. Let me just... There we are. Fantastic. So we're sorting them. And they're blocked. Wonderful. That's down the Swanee with that mob. I can tell you. Who else have we got here? Just let me see. If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be? One word. Me. I'm me. So that's it. So one word to describe me. Me. There we go. Scotty. That's what we'd say. That would be a good description. If you said to somebody, Scotty, they go, oh, we know him. Fantastic. There we are. Dinky-Doo. Don't worry, Max the Mackham. We've sorted that out. Scotty, shout me out one more time. I will. Narof. There we are. Hey, buddy, Dinky-Doo. Sorted that out. Shout me out. There, we've done that. Fantastic. Follow us as soon as you can. Right, guys, we need a follow fest on the old TikTok as quick as you possibly can. Nobody should scroll. Once you've found Scottie McClue, you've found TikTok's Top Talk Show. That's the big one for you. What are Russia doing with Chernobyl? I don't know. Were you wanting to buy it? There we are. I'll have loads of friends from Romania, and they are scared. Me and you, Scotty, are going to Russia to sort this out. I love you, says Narov. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, you're a living legend in my school in Ireland. I thank you, Dinky-Doo. Dinky-Doo every day, fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, have you followed me? Very, very important. Get following as soon as you can. I won't tell you again. Well, I probably will, actually, if we're honest about it. Hello, Scotty. How are you, says Mr. Martin? There's Steel City Saint, says Dinky-Doo, Scotty. Dinky-Doo, Steel City Saint. Dinky-Doo every day. Lovely to have you with us, I tell you. Mr. Dinky-Doo, Scotty, you're spamming us now. We'll have to ban you, I'm afraid, for spamming. You mustn't spam Scotty McClue. Right, that's that. Scotty, how would you describe me? A what with nature? Legend. Legend. There we are. That's the way I would describe you. There we are. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. Hold on. There's a couple of wee spammers here. We'll just send them down the Swanee. That's it. He's gone. Right. Very, very important. Guys, remember, if you ever think on trolling Scottie McClue, you will just disappear. Simple as that. You will go down the Swanee as toast. You never, ever troll Scottie McClue. It's like a law on the internet, you know what I mean? Scottie wants your opinion on biscuit cake. Well, biscuit just means boiled twice. And I don't think you boil cakes twice. You see what I mean? Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. Biscuit, boiled twice. That's the meaning of biscuit. I bet you didn't all know that, and you do now. And you go, oh, I didn't know that. Fantastic. I like your pictures. Thank you, Mike. Dinky-Doo. Crumpets. Yes, indeed. Sid, we love our crumpets. They are very, very, very good indeed. Wonderful. Yes, here we are. My wife just pumped her arms in the air for you, describing me as a legend. Good for your wife, top lady. Scottie, what do you think about the war? Well, it's not really the war at the moment. It's a skirmish between a big guy and a wee guy. Now, I would like to remind President Putin of the Bible and David and Goliath. I think, I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm not some sort of Bible basher. Only one true living God who dwells among us in his risen power. So that's what I think's happening in the world today. The world's going a bit wrong because I think we've lost it. Now, there's Mike saying the Bible's fiction. Mike, have a read of it right now, and you'll see it actually tells you what's happening in the world today. So the Bible has a kind of Nostradamial effect about it. Amen. Here, absolutely real, Justin. A shout out for Jimmy. He's a big fan. Yes, of course we do. Do not convert me. No, we wouldn't convert me. I don't actually like your handle, Mike. It's not terribly nice, so we'll say bye to you. Right, Mike's away down the Swanee for being an idiot. Fantastic. We've converted him into toast. What are your memories of being in Hallam FM in the late 90s? My friends and I loved that show. Steel City Saint, EDC. I loved that show. I loved the Steel City. I loved the Yorkshire people, South Yorkshire accents, everything about my time at Hallam FM was outstanding. Lord Reith, the big Labrador as well, tremendous. The lovable lassie of the big switchboard. Your Bible and God comments are the greatest thing I've heard you say on TikTok. God bless you. Well, I walk with nature. I'm only speaking the truth. You know, as I say, there's nothing strange or cranky or whatever about it. People will try and rubbish me for saying it, but I've only spoken the truth. And that, sadly, is what's missing today in geopolitics. Saying to the people, I will tell you the truth. So instead of actually saying, I will tell you the truth worldwide, I'm saying, although I'm telling you the truth worldwide right now, and 2 billion people have heard of Scottie McClue, I would say to you, read the Bible. Read Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Job. And just read it. Yeah, and it will tell you what's going on in the world today. You will have total insight. It's there in front of you. It's not a secret. So you can do all your conspiracy theories, but just read your Bible. Yes. And actually just pay homage to the Lord your God, maker of heaven and earth. Good must always triumph over evil. So my message to Uncle Joe Biden and to Vladimir is read your Bible. Say your prayers. Yes, that's what it's all about. There were, hi Scottie, hello, how are you? Corbin with a K. What part of the Bible? I would say Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Job. Have a look at these. I mean, you can read the whole thing: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, all these sort of things. But I would do that praying for peace, yes. But we need the world leaders involved. We need to say, drop the false script and go for the real one. Favorite dessert, Scotty? I think a Knickerbocker Glory. My mother used to make them in a tall glass. She put a little bit of black currant juice at the bottom. And then after that, there was, wait till I see, cream and fresh cream and ice cream. Just wonderful. Can you please tell us, as this is the end of times? We are in the last days as we know them. Yes, so look out for the mark of the beast. There we are. Can I be a fan if I don't read the Bible? Alan, there's no obligation to read the Bible. I'm only explaining there you will find the truth. That's all. Yeah, and people go, the Bible's an actual fiction. They haven't read it. It's as simple as that. You don't even need to be a Christian to read the Bible. You don't need to be a Scottie McClue viewer and listener to read the Bible. But you will find the truth there. That's all I'm saying. God bless the innocent kids over there. Absolutely, Skin Bob. Steve, 666, absolutely. Can you pick a number between 1 and 45? I have done. Do I tell you it? Does the Bible stand for basic information before life ends? It could do. There we are. It's an excellent conduct for living. There we are. Is Putin off the scale sociopathic? I don't know him. I haven't been introduced, so I can't comment. There we are. World Economic. Yes, absolutely. Save Ukraine. Thank you, Angela. That's true, says Stay Studio. Yes, indeed. Scotty, what happened to the phone call? Stuart, we're not doing a phone-in tonight. We do it on Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and you can phone in. There we are, live on YouTube channel. So everybody watching right now should go to the Scottie McClue YouTube channel. Just go Scottie McClue, the internet phone-in, and subscribe and tap the bell for notifications for the internet phone-in. Will Jesus forgive me, even though I do bad things? I do pray every night. Well, Jonathan, stop doing bad things. There we are. Rumor has it that you're the devil. Narrow. You must never look in the mirror and judge others by your own standards. There we are. Good must triumph over evil. The simple as that. Good must always triumph over evil. Never, ever, ever lose sight of that equation. Good must triumph over evil. Scotty, what happened? Oh, yes, we've done that bit, haven't we? There we are. He did on the cross with his blood. He forgave you, Jonathan. Hello from Massachusetts. The lights all came on in Massachusetts when Scottie McClue popped up on TikTok just for you, Dinky-Doo. That's what it's about. Can I get a Dinky-Doo Falco? Of course you can. I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of losing my kids. Well, they'll be scared of losing you, so don't lose them. Lizzie, do you believe everything happens for a reason? Yes. What's for you will not go past you. I mean, I had a terrible thing happen to me in business. The only one bad man I've ever met took a lot of money off me. But it was very interesting because it taught me that not everyone in the world is good, But that's the only one bad man I've ever met. So there you are, narrow. Scotty, I'm a Dew. Do you hate me? I don't hate anyone. I don't even have hate in my vocabulary. I'm only saying the word hate because I'm reading it off the TikTok. If you hate, you shut off an avenue of learning. Drop the hate absolutely right away. There we are. So there we are. I mean, even that narcissistic, that sociopathical that took the money from me, I don't hate. I just think Poor soul, because he's trapped with himself. There we are. That's what it's about. Thank you, Scotty. Not at all. I really respect you. Absolutely. I respect everybody. Hate's a terrible word, Scotty. It is, David. That's why, although we've said it a few times in the last few minutes, we don't use it on here. I'm only quoting. And Dinky-Doo, how do you do, says the wonderful Safar Ali Mirsa. Karim, how lovely to have you with us, Dinky-Doo. Karim is one of the world's most generous men. Scotty, don't let that narrow guy tell you different. You're a god, if anything, fear. Namaste. I say to you, I believe in the mighty Lord, but I suffer with anxiety, which makes me question the Bible. Listen, you've never, ever, ever need to question the Bible. That will do you no good. Yes, you read it and just decide if you believe it or not. Decide if you understand it or not. You don't need to question it. There's nothing to question. The Bible will not change with you questioning it, but you might change by questioning yourself. Aha. Now then, you know what we got here? Ah, it's lovely. That's what I say. Scotty, Bibles spot the manuscript when broken down are close to the ones they teach in schools. I wouldn't be surprised at all, Pablo. Karim, that is so generous of you. Karim has sent me many, many, many beautiful TikTok gifts. And last night, 2 people tapped the dollar bottom left on the YouTube and left me £5. How humbled was I? And just incredible, Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Now then, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Scotty. Hope you're good and well. Looking forward to Saturday call. Kareem, that'll be brilliant. Opinions on the LGBT community. Well, I've just uploaded an LGBTQ video because I think should LGBTQ become LGBTQS and include straight people in it. Right? Now, ask yourself that question, guys, because LGBTQ wish to become inclusive. That's why it's not just L or G or B or T or Q. They want to be included. They want to be 100% acceptable in society without equivocation. And I say, right, okay, include straight people as well, and then you're all inclusive. How powerful would that be? LGBTQS. You tell me, though. I welcome your opinions. Scotty, are you comfortable about talking about your sexuality? Oh, always have been, 100%. So there we are. If God's with you, who can be against you? Yous are very, very good. Excellent stuff. Now then, remember, Winston, we never, ever, ever mention names on here. So Winston's away. Have you seen Dinky-Doo? What we got there? Don't know what that one is, so I just got rid of that. There's a couple of e-trolls, guys, just dotting them down this morning. Away for life. There we are. Won't hear of them again. Now, what do we got here? Can we get tune in the squeeze box, please, to end the show? Yes, Joy, I don't see why not. Do you like them or not? Do I like who or not? Scotty, do you believe in God? Well, fine. I believe in good, orderly discipline. I believe in a power superior to mankind. I mean, you wouldn't like to think that Mr. Putin or Mr. Biden or Mr. Blair or Mr. Boris, you wouldn't like to think that they were the superior power in the world now, would you? Come on, do me a favor. So I think there is a power superior to mankind. There has to be, because mankind has dreadful weaknesses, and we're seeing one of them right now. What Mr. Putin's in the act of doing is a weakness, not a strength, you know? And what he's saying is you will see weakness like you've never seen before if I go on with this madness. You know, that's the thing there. So I'm just telling you. Say order like John Bercow used to. Order, order, order. The Prime Minister will be heard. Order. Prime Minister. Yay. So there we go. Dinky-Doo. Russia or Ukraine? What do you mean Russia or Ukraine, Angela? What are you talking about? Russia or Ukraine? In what respect? Scotty, 2 questions. Me and my dad are chalk and cheese. Is this by chance that it's just evolution, like you want to be nothing like your dad? Apart from your dad's good points. Well, you see, I was spoiled. I had the most fabulous dad. Genuine article. I mean, a man in a million, a man in several millions. So I'm afraid somebody said you're very like your father, Scotty. He was an absolute gentleman. I say thank you. From that point of view. So there we are. Angela, I don't know what you mean, Russia, Ukraine. It's not a football match. Good, lovely. Thank you very much. Dinky-Doo, Ethan, Dinky-Doo. Do you like the LGBTQ community? Well, Alan, what's not to like? Why would you not like them? Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, should there be LGBTQS, and would probably like them even more. There we are. Order! I ask you to withdraw that at once. Yes, the honourable gentleman will withdraw the remark. Scotty, who have we got here? Now, there's Jack Recky, who's a total and utter half-wit. So he goes down the Swanee like the idiot he is. There we are. Excellent. Gone. Right. Do you hate England? I don't hate anything. I adore England. I'm not so keen on Scotland being run from Westminster, but that's because it's not properly administrated. I'm enjoying your commentary very much, Walter. I thank you very much. What a top man. Scotty, can I get your views on the strap in school? Yes, they've withdrawn the strap in school long time ago now. My old head master, as it was in these days, now it's head teacher, but it was headmaster, and he was a headmaster. Wonderful character in many ways. He was as tough as old boots, as hard as nails. And he used to belt people, but he was one of the first to campaign for having the belt withdrawn from Scottish schools. And I can remember he was a huge big man, and he was like Batman with this. In fact, we used to sometimes call him Batman. Great big black flowing gown and a bald head. And he used to come flying along the corridor, and if you were standing outside a room, he put his face, you couldn't do it at the moment with COVID, but he put his face right up to yours. There was a millimeter between his nose and yours. And he went, go along to my room and wait outside. And then you waited, then he'd come along and hammer you. So you got the belt. And they could in these days do up to 6 in each hand. And also there were other sanctions in the classroom. If you overplayed your hand, you could actually get a slap across the face from a teacher. And I remember saying this to some young people I was talking to. And they said, I'd belted them back. I said, these guys were commandos and paratroopers and boxers and all sorts of things. I said, you just did not cheek up to your teachers, or, you felt the sanction. So that was that. But it's been removed from Scottish schools. And I'm not saying that the discipline will necessarily be better, but the relationships between teachers and pupils are much healthier without it. So there you are, much healthier. There we are. The problem with young people nowadays is mobile phones. And I think parents should say, no, please make sure their phone is taken off them at 9 o'clock in the morning and returned at 3 or 4 o'clock, whenever it is. You know, that sort of idea. And you would see a huge difference in their behavior. There we are. Now, what have we got here? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Well, you look at big dogs, they're pretty well placid. The angry fighting dogs are usually fairly small. You know, bulldogs, terriers, that sort of idea. Right, what have we got here? The holy books are all about interpretation. Safar, you could not be more correct. Scottie, I'm an atheist, but I'll respect people that have faith. They must believe something in order to get by every day. The universe is energy. Well, the universe has a heartbeat. You can listen to it. I can't remember the frequency, but it's very calming and very powerful. So there we are. But who put the heart in the universe? There you are. And an atheist, Kareem, as you know, I've said this before, an atheist should actually describe what it is they don't believe in. And then they will be describing God. You know, good, orderly discipline. There we are. Scottie, true question. Oh, yes, we've done that one. Good night, Scottie and Jerry. Sleep well. Susan, good night. And Dinky-Doo, we'll all have to go soon anyway. Scottie, I had an old teacher. She must have been from an era of the cane. I was playing up. She twisted my ear. She could have got in trouble, but she apologized and I let it go. Yes, Vicky. Yes, good for you. You know, old school, that sort of thing. I don't know about the caning. The strap was bad enough. They came from the saddlers in Lochgelly and Fife. There we are. Yes, the belts were made by Dick the Saddlers. And they were quite thick. They were about... Some of them would be getting on for 1/4 of an inch thick, 1/8 of an inch thick. There we are. It's a chess match. Absolutely real, Justin. To support Scottish independence, I think Scotland would do a lot better economically in the right hands under the Crown, keeping the monarch as our head of state for Scotland, because that's what she is. But I think they would do better out of Westminster. You see, there's never been a case made for the Union. There is no case for the Union. The Union was just an amalgam of jiggery-pokery and skullduggery. So that's what was going on with the Union, I can tell you. Now, what have we got here? What's your favorite ice cream? I tend to be a plain vanilla ice cream from the Italian shops, from the cafes. Yes, Italian-owned cafes, outstanding ice cream, because from Italy they know how to make it. See. King Scottie, Dinky-Doo, user 347, lovely to have you with us. You're a class act gentleman. I thank you very, very much. Do you want Scottish independence? I would like economic independence. So in other words, Scotland keeps its income. Now, that's not to say we couldn't go on subsidizing Westminster, but to a much smaller amount and as and when it suited Scotland, you see. But Scotland has been very, very heavily robbed of its economy over the years, particularly by Margaret Thatcher, believe it or not, but by successive so-called British governments. Some teachers just had to look at you and you knew you had crossed the line. David, I had perhaps one of the finest teachers ever in the world. He taught in Africa for 20 years. And the very first day we got this teacher, he walked into the room. It was music and it was all boys. And he said, "Good afternoon, boys." And we said, "Good afternoon, sir." And he said to a big boy at the back, "Could you get your feet off the seats?" And looked at him. And the guy went, "It's okay, sir, I'm quite comfy." And he fixed him and he went, "Don't ever speak back to me. Don't ever speak back to me." I was sitting in front, and boy, was it effective. And then he just changed and he went, "Right, boys, page 57, and we'll sing this one. A good sword and a trusty hand, a merry heart and true. King James's men shall understand what Cornish lads can do. We just sang it, you know, we all sang out at the top of our voices. Wonderful, wonderful teacher, wonderful man. Still, his influence is still with me after 50 years. And he's been dead for 30 years this year. Wonderful man. Scotty, I'll say good night when you leave. Take care and Godspeed. Kareem, absolutely. Fantastic stuff. 78% of people that voted to leave the EU in England said they would now vote to stay. Well, Johnny, of course, leaving the EU was absolute madness. You know, the worst act of self-harm since World War I. I mean, this is a lot of the reason we're in the problem. Yes, we've had the pandemic, but that's not to blame for our economic woes. It's to do with, I said at the time, and not everybody listens to what I'm saying, like, oh, what does he know? But in actual fact, I did say at the time, Brexit would lead to economic annihilation for the United Kingdom and political fragmentation for the United Kingdom. Mark my words. Right, there we are. Fantastic stuff. Now, who have we got here? I'm just dumping idiot, guys. He's got one follower. That'll be himself. There he goes. Gone. Right, Dinky-Doo, Scotty McClue. So there, if you cross a poodle with a Rottweiler, you'll get a dog vicious in argument. Scotty, what's your opinions on Muhammad Ali? Loved the man. Hey, sting like a bee. Where are you from in Scotland? Fife, no ken, Navy Fife, Navy Fife, near Fife, ken. What was the name of the big ice cream parlour down at Largs? It's still there, David. Nardini's, with its lovely 1930s Art Deco style. It's a palace. And whenever I go to Largs, I always visit the wonderful Nardini's and have their ice cream or their fish and chips for lunch. There we are. Tremendous. Right. Who else have we got here? They used to have the loom chairs as well. BNEG. So there we have it. Fit like Scotty. Fit like. There we are. Fit like. Lovely to hear you. We as Aberdeen. Who's your dues? You chaffing a war. Chaffing a war. Guys, has everybody watching followed? Seriously, have you moved up to the top left and clicked the little plus sign and followed me? I'm going to have a sip of water now, general sip or sup. People come on, they go, sup, Scotty. There we are. Now, what do we got here? Do you remember an ice cream, what was it you called it? They put 2 scoops of ice cream into cream soda or lemonade. It was just gorgeous. But dare I say, when I had it, it was 9 old pence, 9D, which would be shorter than 9D would be about 5p. Is that? Yes. Just under, it was less than 5p. What was it you called it, though? 2 scoops of ice cream in lemonade. Come on, guys, help me out. So sad about Anna Karen. Absolutely, Angela. Lovely lady. There we are. Scary things in Ukraine, brother. They are, Martyr Man, but they'll hopefully become a little less scary. There we are. That's what it's about. What do you think of World War III? I don't think we can have World War III. I think it would be madness. There you are. The Tory party is basically funded by Russian oligarchs. How does that work? Well, email. Been going on for a long time. But you see, London's always had an influx of people running it from around the world. The only thing is, do you believe there's such a thing as dirty money? right? Money from drugs, money from stolen businesses, stolen money. Do you believe there's such a thing as dirty money, or do you believe it's just money? Money is just money. Love Lards, me and my friend go and we drive there. We spend a lot of money in the arcade on the 2p machines, great wee town. Looking forward to driving there when the weather's better. Kenny Drew. I'm hoping it's still open, but just across in the main street is an old-fashioned sweetie shop. And McClue cannot keep out the place. I have to have a quarter of this and a quarter of that. If we didn't have a lot of money when we were kids, you could have 2 ounces. So there we are. No idea at all what he's up to. Don't know anything about him. Follow us, guys, as soon as you can. A root beer float. Ice cream float. Good man. Fantastic. I thank you. My ancestors came from Scotland. My last name is Sutra. I'm not familiar with the clan Sutra. There we are. But I shall have a look. Walter. There we are. Scotty, any creek? Oh, lots of creeks, and I absolutely fear. Knickerbocker. Yes, Knickerbocker Glory. We were talking about that. A snowball drink. Magnus, do you remember that one? Do you remember egg flip? Good night, Scotty. Have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Good night, everybody. An ice cream drink. Take care. Love you. Thanks, Hazy. Ice cream soda. Yes, Angela. Good one. Well done, my darling. Chocolate gingers. Oh, stop. Thoughts on Russia? Well, let's hope they get their act together and stop their nonsense. Any dating advice? Yes, yes. Take a long time to have chats with people. Make sure there's nothing sociopathic or psychopathic or narcissistic about them. That's what it's about. Guys, get following Scotty McClue. Share this video live and share all the other videos live. Dinky-Doo, I'll have to dash. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Are we all ready? Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And a cheerio. How amazing has this beautiful, beautiful evening been? Thank you, guys. Stay fabulous, every single one of you. There's real life Homer. Real life Homer, you must never assume that everyone else has your lifestyle, because they don't. There we go. If I was not myself, my gran gave me a ginger beer with a raw egg. I remember it. It was fabulous. It was outstanding. Cheers, Scotty. Dinky-Doo every day. Night, night. God bless you. Or good morning if you're in Australia, or good afternoon if you're in America. I'm on the Scotland. Thank you, Sam. Dinky-Doo every day, and ta-ra, lads. How beautiful are the TikTokers, and how beautiful are all you YouTubers. That was absolutely outstanding tonight. I knew it was an ice cream float when my dad wouldn't make it. I always thought it caused the ice cream floated. Snowball drink, says Magnus. Yes, indeed, a snowball. How amazing is that? Right. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, subscribe and tap the bell. Otherwise, you'll miss out on the internet phone at 9 p.m. Saturday night. Have a look at all the wonderful YouTube videos. Take great care of your dear selves. Dinky-Doo. And as we say in the best of circles, stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Bye-bye.